Friday. Hey, happy Friday. How y'all doing today? Hey, LaRonda. Hey, girl. How you been? Okay. So this is more of like a true crime type of read today. Okay. Of course, this is not going to resonate with everybody. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay. And I will not be posting this on Instagram today. If you would like to rewatch this live, it's going to have to be on YouTube. This is a harder, darker read. Okay. So you're going to have to rewatch it on YouTube once the live has ended. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Zen. And today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. One more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop in my store. All that information is in the description box below. Okay? Please keep in mind this is a collective read. It is not going to resonate with everybody. Okay? This is a specific read for whoever it resonates for. This is a darker read today. It's not a light read today. This is a much darker read. Okay, so if you can't stomach darker reads, then now will be the time for you to exit, okay? All right, so let's get into this Good Friday morning. Channel message here is, how can I put that? We'll say it this way. An old case is being discovered from the past. Then I'll start putting the pieces together for you, for whoever resonates, okay? So this is specifically for someone that have disconnected from an ex-lover or ex-spouse. Ex-lover or ex-spouse, okay? I want to make that very clear. This message is more so for an individual that has left, disconnected, don't have any ties, don't talk to this past person. This is an ex-lover or ex-spouse that you have disconnected from, okay? Now, either you were aware or you weren't aware. This ex-lover, ex-spouse here, we're holding a lot of secrets in regards to individuals being here today and then not here tomorrow, if you catch my drift, okay? So in my meditative state, this took me 2 days to channel. In my meditative state, I saw a woman and I saw a man. We're going to give them the name Broke Down Bonnie and Clyde, okay? They come off as a Bonnie and Clyde type of duo. They do everything together. The ex or the ex-spouse that you were connected to, again, maybe you were aware or you weren't aware, but they had another person on the side that you weren't aware of at that time, okay? And it was that was that for a reason. They did not want you to be aware of that person at the time or just at any point in time, because that person is heavily involved in doing insidious acts towards other people in regards to them being here today and not being here tomorrow. Hopefully you catch my drift when I say that, okay? They're going down for a past pre-transition, okay? Everything's gonna come together. I'm gonna have to stay quite some time on this live today. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. You were supposed to be put in a position where you were supposed to be pre-transitioned out by a ex-spouse or ex-lover, okay? Family dynamic is heavily involved. And what they did here was that once the family dynamic was aware that you were connected to an ex-spouse or ex-lover, they started to do background checks, or more so history, in regards to the person that you were seeing at the time. Once they realized the type of things they may have found, so maybe you have not done a background check on this person before getting with them, okay? But someone did within the family dynamic here, and they realized that this person has a very dark, sinister past, or more so, they have some very dark skeletons or heavy skeletons within their closet. The family dynamic loved the idea, or loved the fact that you weren't aware, because we all know, collectively, generally speaking, if you were fully aware as to the type of individual that person was, you would not have entertained them in the first place, okay? This person is known for very violent acts towards other people, whether it could be a physical act, it could be a verbal act, it could be an emotional act, it could be a financial act, a spiritual act. All across the board, this ex-lover, ex-spouse is known for very tumultuous or violent outbursts, okay? I'll just put it in that way. Please keep in mind, on TikTok, you can't just put whatever you want to put. TikTok is very, very sensitive when it comes to certain words, okay? But I definitely need to get this message out. So if you keep hearing me pause in between, it's because I'm trying to find another word without, okay? So just be mindful of that, TikTok, okay? Because TikTok won't let me be great, Hold on. There was another person before you met this past ex or past spouse. There was someone before you that was connected to this either ex or ex-spouse, however it resonates in your story. They kind of fell along the same lines as you, very intelligent, smart, stayed to yourself, may not have had family that they were connected to, may not have had family that they could go to help for support. They just did things on their own. They were very established, and they were very independent, rooted independently within themselves. This was a past person before you, but it's all gonna make sense. And they did the same thing, but without the strength of the okay. There is an old case that's going to be brought to the forefront now because of you speaking up. The reason why it's coming to the forefront is because of you speaking out. Not only sets you free from all of this foolishness here, but it puts the person who has tried to get you in a very compromising position to be pre-transitioned out. It is now putting them in a position where they never thought that they would ever be. So a lot of their skeletons and old things, old phases, old whatever that they have done in the past is now being brought to the forefront here. And that's because of you speaking out. In my meditative state, it was very brutal, so I have to be careful what I say, but just give me some moment and I'll try to find the correct words to you so you can understand what I'm saying. But there was a person before you that they went around town telling other people that that person did something to themselves, if you catch my drift. They were telling people that they were with another person from before, so let's say family members. That person may have been around their family members and they just disappeared in that kind of way. So family members of this ex or ex-spouse that you were dealing with or talking to or connected to at the time were asking questions. Hey, whatever happened to such and such, the person that you date? That is the million-dollar question. What happens is that this ex or ex-lover here tends to go for people who they know don't have some form of a strong backing when it comes to family and friends and things of that nature. Once they realize that you don't have a friend or a confidant or someone that can help guide you to safety or get you out of harm's way, then this is where they feel that they can master their craft, if you catch my drift, okay? The person that they were dealing with before you, they were responsible for this person's pre-transition, okay? They told their family that this person just went completely ghost. They went crazy. They went AWOL in that kind of way, and no one ever heard from them or see them again. That is the story that this ex-spouse or ex-lover has been saying to their family dynamic in regards to the past person that they were dealing with before you. Hopefully that makes sense. So they just left it as is. That's not true. The last person, before they met you, they were pre-transitioned by the ex or ex-spouse. And the ex and ex-spouse covered it up and said that that person was not well mentally, something was off with them, and they just disappeared. No, it's not true. The reason why this person did this here was for money. They did it for money. That person may have had the same type of lifestyle like you. You stay to yourself. You take care of yourself. You go to work. You're in your own lane. You were successful in whatever it is whatever lane that you're in. You know what I mean? They look for specific individuals in that way that don't have any type of family background. So that way it can be easier for them to, that old case is coming back up. And people are going to realize that this person didn't pre-transition on their own. The ex or ex-spouse did it. Okay, so let's get into these cards here. My spirit want me to look into some signs first to see what signs were involved in this. We have Scorpio. Okay, of course, this will be a low vibrational Scorpio. And a low vibrational Scorpio, we have one sign, but they're both extremities of one sign. So let's say Gemini. Gemini have a good side of Gemini. Gemini have the negative side. Okay, just to kind of give you an example. This is a Scorpio on the lower side or the negative side of things here. Okay. And we all know Pluto rules Scorpio. The energy of Pluto rules Scorpio. And, well, maybe you don't know, but the energy of Pluto rules Scorpio. And if you are in a very dark space or negative space when it comes to being a Scorpio, that actual Pluto energy can destroy. Okay? It can create and it can destroy. So let's see what other signs are here. We have the new moon here, so they were very intentional with what they've done. Okay, we also have Gemini and we also have Venus. Okay, so this tells me here Gemini, Venus, and Scorpio. Gemini represents two. Someone named could be Jennifer. Gemini also represents lovers. It also represents the mind or the communication. Then we have Venus. So this was surrounding a love connection. The ex that you were connected to, past lover here that you were connected to, they had many other partners unbeknownst to you. The person that they were with, so it could be a Gemini or Scorpio, but whoever was in that relationship, very toxic, they were very aware of this person's mannerism when it came to other people. We will call that person the third party or the pick-me here. Pick-me is basically the individual that are willing to allow their mate or spouse to do whatever as long as they come home to them. That makes sense? So they give them permission to go out and do other things towards other people, be intimate with other people and things of that nature there. But as long as they know that they're coming home, money is coming back to them, they're okay with it, that kind of way. So there was another lover, so put it how it resonates. So this is between a man and a woman, okay? So however it resonates, but There was a woman here that was very unhinged in regards to other people coming towards the ex-spouse or ex-lover here. Take it how it resonates. They did not like the fact that other people stole the attention from them. This is the pick me here. They didn't like the fact other people stole the light or the attention from them, despite them giving this ex-spouse or ex-lover permission to go out there and be reckless out there. If that makes sense. So with the Venus sign here, and then we also have new moon. New moon represents intention. So they were very intentional in regards to what they were doing. So let's just say you disconnected from this ex-spouse or ex-lover here. This ex-spouse or ex-lover actually fell in love with you, and that was not supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen was a repeat as to what happened with the past person that before you came into the picture. These two people are responsible. Okay, this is just the signs that popped up. Take it how it resonates. But we have Gemini and we have Scorpio here. Okay. As I mentioned before, I said that there was another person that was trying to get at you, trying to fight you, or trying to cause harm to you because they feel that you were the reason why their relationship or their connection was disrupted, or I guess chaotic, or whatever the case may be. And as I mentioned to you guys before, that you don't have anything to do with this. You didn't know what was going on. But again, once you realized what was going on, this is when you made your exit here. But what they're trying to do here is that they're trying to keep their tracks covered from what they have done to another person here. And that's what's going to come out. So they will be going to jail, or they'll be getting caught up in this. This was over a relationship. Anytime, so I'll put it this way. So you have an ex-spouse or ex-lover that you were connected to. They had someone, but the person that they had them for a very long time. That's the third party. And the third party will be okay with the person going out and doing things with other people. Well, when they find that the person that they said that they can go out and do things with other people here, they get upset or they get jealous to where they may actually have hurt or harm others because of the jealousy. Hopefully you're sticking with me. That'll be the third party here, because there's a courtship, strong courtship, and then you have Venus. This is strong love, but it's a very toxic, very insidious, very volatile type of love connection here. It's like them, let's say it's like two people being in a marriage, and one of them decides to allow the other person to kind of like step outside the marriage as long as they come home, like that kind of way. And that's what that person did. They stepped out as many times as they could. They stepped out, which is a message of concern because the community is finding that out. See, the ex-spouse or ex-lover that you were connected to at the time kept up a certain type of facade or reality or illusion that they are an individual that people can come to for advice. People like them, people honor them, people respect them. And that was something that they really took pride in because they lived a double life. The double life was that they wanted people to see them as an upstanding individual, but behind closed doors, or when it comes time to like wind down, it's just ferocious behind the scenes. They're yelling, they're fighting, all different types of crazy things of this nature here, okay? Now, because, thank you, you like my nails, thank you. So because when you got into the connection with this ex-lover here, they thought that they can do the same thing that they have done to other people with you. They tried it. They tried cheating on you. You wasn't going for that. You disconnect from that person. Their lover that they had, they tried to get their lover to go against you, to argue and to be in a tit for tat and to have arguments and miscommunications and many things that nature. They tried to get their lover to fight you here so it could be more justifiable as to why they would try to cause some form of hurt towards you. The family dynamic came in here because the family thought that they knew you, knew your mannerisms, your personality, and they don't know anything of you here. And this is where they were getting information or advice from this ex-lover, ex-spouse here to do certain things because The family dynamic wanted you, family dynamic just don't like you whatsoever, period. 1,000,000% hands down, don't like you, don't like your existence, don't like that you're here, don't like that you're laughing, don't like that you're la-di-da, don't like the fact that you don't need them for anything. They don't like your pure existence. Like, just everything about you just makes them physically, viscerally just sick, that kind of way. Well, we don't care about that because we're not here for them, and they don't have a say in regards to when you decide to be out of here or pre-transition out of here. So we don't care how these karmics feel or karmic family feel. But they felt so strong within their conviction, or more so their intention here, that it had to work out in this way because, number one, it leaves their hands clean. Their hands are behind their back, and they basically can just pass on the baton towards this ex-spouse or ex-lover here to do foolish things towards you here, and it all failed. So what is happening here now is because they just don't know when to leave thing alone or to leave well alone here, because they refuse to. Now their skeletons from the past are popping up. Yes. Now their skeletons from the past is popping up. They have done that before, if you catch my drift. It was over lovers. That's going to jail. Lovers is Gemini, so it's a strong Gemini. Strong Gemini. Somebody's birthday could be on the 15th. Gemini, I believe, is the June 15th. I believe that's Gemini. June 19th. June 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 19th. I also have June 4th. I think June 4th is Gemini as well. They were trying to do the same thing to you for money. Yeah, it was a mature woman in the family here. So a mother figure, an aunt, a grandmother figure, however it resonates, child. A mother in her 60s or born in the 60s, okay? But there's a mother figure here that don't like anything about you. We don't care. That wanted to get you up out of here. That we do care about, and was very unsuccessful with that foolish plan or task that they were trying to do towards you here. That's what they were hiding. Mental illness is what they're hiding. Imagine somebody don't like you. They may have. I'm not a psychologist yet. Yeah, I'm speaking into existence. I'm not a psychologist yet, but I'm working towards it. But this person may have some form of schizophrenia, some form of a mental instability here. That we have work husband and wife. So as I mentioned before, so it could be an ex-lover that you disconnected from, or maybe you weren't aware this ex-lover had a spouse hidden quietly. So however it resonates, but they work together here behind your back, thinking that they could confuse you. Confuse is in reverse. They thought that they could confuse you. They thought that they can use you, and they thought wrong. So it intrigued this ex-spouse or ex-lover here that you were connected to. It intrigued them more to find out what really truly made you tick, because you're a person that they've never been able to beat, or the type of, we'll just say your signature, however that resonates for you. It's just not something that is easily to beat or to tame, okay? And it's causing them, because they realize that they can't just do any type of tomfoolery. Just block them. Yeah, just block them, boo. You ain't gotta block them heifers. Just block them, child. We ain't got time. Anytime they come out like that, that just means that I'm just telling the truth. It's triggering. So it is what it is, okay? Anywho, let's keep moving forward. Anytime y'all see trash like that, just block them, okay? So going back to the story, this ex-spouse or ex-lover here, yeah, became more intrigued with you and wanted to watch you closely. But the more that they watch you closely, the more intrigued they became of just your whole life or your whole existence, to the point where they started to lose control. They started to lose control of self because they never seen anyone like you. If that makes sense. They've never experienced anyone like you. They've never been around someone of your caliber before. So it intrigued them to wanting to get closer to you to see if they can actually cause harm towards you. And they failed. Again, it could be a Taurus, however it resonates. You could be the Taurus, they could be. So far we have Taurus, we have Scorpio, we have Gemini. Strong Gemini though. Okay? We have childhood trauma here. All right, so older woman, this older mature woman here knew of your childhood trauma, which will be a mother figure, a mother-like figure. So it could be your real mother, stepmother, however it resonates, okay? But there is a mother-like figure here that were fully aware of your childhood trauma and tried to exploit your childhood trauma to get you in even more brutal situations or circumstances. They thought that you would never healed, or, well, we won't even say never healed. They don't know anything when it comes to healing. A very toxic, narcissistic mother here doesn't know the first thing or the second thing when it comes to healing because they've never done it before. And even if you were to actually verbally spoke about healing, they will look at you like you were off or you were high. What do you mean healing? What's that? You think you this? Like, these are some of the parents here that thought that if you were depressed or you were showing signs of depression, they would literally tell you that you ain't depressed. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what depression is. And you're literally depressed or going through a depressive state, if that makes sense. So these are, and not all, of course, but some of these toxic, narcissistic mothers or fathers here don't know anything when it comes to healing. So you can't really trust what they're saying because they've never went through it. They've never experienced it. Okay. But anywho, so again, it could be a Taurus, it could be a Scorpio, or it could be a Gemini here. Mother figure that wanted to play on your traumas of your childhood, but angels was on your side, was always on your side. Sometimes you weren't aware, or for some who resonates, some of you guys weren't even aware that you went through trauma because it was programmed or you were conditioned to think that abuse was okay. And I can relate with that. I can for sure 100% resonate with that. So the moment that you got a new perspective or a new outlook on the same situation, you were like, wait, that's not normal? What do you mean that's not normal? And you were very, very genuine. Like, what do you mean? Wait, no, that never happened to you. And you started to ask the right questions because you had a new opportunity to see it in a different way. Angels was on your side. Angels were always on your side. Then we have anger issues and we have devil in disguise and also on the down low. So there was a mother figure or father figure, but I'm just going about with how the cards came out, but put it however need the resonates for you. There was a toxic parent here that was definitely had a lot of anger issues. Maybe they may not have exhibited, maybe they have. For the ones, for the individuals who had a parent who never exhibited anger issues out in public, or maybe you never seen them angry behind closed doors, but their actions still showed very evil tendencies, they were a devil in disguise and they were on the down low with it. They were very meticulous in regards to who will see their dark side. And they didn't really, for the ones, so you may have had a parent, a mother or a father who did not show signs of yah, and yelling and yah, you know, but they were still, yes, they were still mean-spirited. They were still evil-spirited. And they still did a lot of malicious things towards you without ever showing or exhibiting signs of anger issues. So take that how that resonates. They may have never exhibited anger signs, but they made sure that you exhibit how they felt. So again, if it's a mother or father that did not show or project any type of rah, yeah towards you, but they still was just mean spirited, still maybe hitting you, pinching you, or whatever, however, here, child, it still showed in their actions. On the down low here, they wanted you to exhibit that. So when y'all were out in public specifically, this mother or father will always make sure that you were angry. And this is what they used to do to you when you were younger. So keep that in the back of your mind. This is what they thought that you would never escape, or you would never learn, or you would never find out that this is what they were doing, because they knew what they were doing. Because every time they finished doing what they were doing towards you, they always felt guilty. They may have tried to buy you something. They may have tried to buy your love. They may have given you something as a form or token of, okay, I won't do it again, or let's just sweep it underneath the rug, or just stay quiet about this. Here, I'm gonna get you the ice cream that you want, or didn't you want these pair of sneakers, or didn't you want this shirt, or whatever, however, child, okay? Let's say hidden agenda, okay? Let's say hidden agenda here. That was the hidden agenda of this maternal or paternal figure here. When they connected with this ex-spouse or ex-lover here, those were the main key factors that they told this ex-spouse or ex-lover about you. That something is off with you, and they told them what it was. They told them that it was more so like your childhood experience and trauma. They never said that they caused or created, but they just said since they've been small, or since they were young, they've always did this, or they always done that. So this is where you come in. And remember, when you were having a miscommunication or argument or whatever with this ex-spouse or ex-lover here, they may have actually thrown certain things in your faces that they should not have known, but they knew because they were speaking to a family dynamic here. The hidden agenda will be, okay, well, let me tell the toxic ex or toxic spouse. Let me speak bad about the collective towards the toxic ex or toxic spouse, and we're just going to have the toxic ex or the toxic spouse. We're going to have them reenact everything. That was the hidden agenda. But the hidden agenda is that the ex-spouse or ex-lover that you disconnected from, they have something that they have done towards someone. They have pre-transitioned someone out before you, and this is now coming up for everyone to see. A strong Scorpio. Baby, strong, low vibrational though. High vibrational do this. Low vibrational Scorpio. So strong Scorpio, and strong Gemini. There's Taurus too, but strong Scorpio and strong Gemini. Now we have stuck energy, okay? We have stuck energy, and then we also have jealous. So as I mentioned before, you have someone that is very, very jealous of you, just because of just who you are, your nature, the dynamics of you, the richness of you, etc., etc. They don't like you. Who cares? And they wanted you to be in a stuck energy. And we all know a stuck energy in some cases represents where everything becomes still or stagnant, or you can't move forward. When people realize that you are on the verge of a breakthrough, and sometimes people can see, they're going to do everything possible to ensure that they wiggle you out or push you out of your way, so that way you can become stuck in the energy that they have planned for you. Absolutely not. But again, we have jealousy here. So you have a mother figure here, for whoever it resonates, or father figure that was very jealous of you. Very. Your whole life was lied to because this mother figure or father figure wanted to have complete reign and control over your life. They did. It was very important to them. And the reason why it was very important to them is because they never wanted people to find out what they did towards you when you were a child. That's why it was so important to them to feel that they can continue to control you relentlessly. And they were willing to put all of their eggs in the basket by using other people to ensure not only them can control you, but they give permission, and I say that air quotes, they give permission for other people to do wicked things towards you. Yeah, too good to be true. Yep. This mother figure is way too good to be true. They were not an ally of yours. They weren't. Too good to be true, and they weren't an ally of yours. So this ex-spouse or ex-lover may have a history of violent tendencies, putting hands on other people. They may have there may be police reports surrounding that. There may be, I'll say there's documented history in regards to a person's mannerisms. They were very irresponsible. And we also have toxic family. There was a toxic family that they needed to see you as irresponsible. They needed you to be the opposite as to how other people may have seen or portrayed you to be. The reason why they need you to be irresponsible because they feel that it'll be much easier for them to do harmful things towards you. If they were telling people, oh, the collective is such a great person and the collective is this and the collective is that, they're not going, you know what I mean? Versus someone where they're starting trouble and they're like, you know, the collective ain't good and they did this towards me. They have to create a story, such a very... trying to think of the word, like they need to create such hellacious things about you, dark things about you, that people will have no choice but to believe. They want people to believe the utmost insane thing about you. That's what they try to do, so they can get people to cause harm towards you. Because I promise you, if someone was to come up to another person, they talking about the collective, and they speaking nothing but good things about you, they're gonna be like, well, why are you bothering the collective? I'm not gonna hurt the collective. I'm not gonna try to do that to the collective. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Versus them say, oh, you gotta stay away from the collective. Well, wow, what they do? They did this and they did that to me and they did it. And you be like, they did what? So they need people to be riled up against the false allegations or the false rap sheet or the false stories that they were saying about you. It needed to stick because they needed other people to be on board to be just as toxic as them. That's the shock. That's the shocking message. Like, that's the shocking message. Ay, ay, ay. We have liar. Your mom may have slept with one of your people's friends, whatever, child. Okay. This is a mother figure here, slept with somebody close to you. Okay. Okay. Nasty. We have spiritual awakening. You're going to learn about this? Yeah. Let me drink me some water. Give me a second, please. Just... Gross. Baby, when I say I love me some water, child. Whew, okay. We have sudden changes, and we have controlling. Okay. So they were suddenly trying to change the way that you were being controlled because they didn't want people to know that they were controlling you behind the scenes. No. No, they didn't want people to know. And they darn sure don't want people to know that they're trying to control you publicly as well, too, because it's not good for their image. Could be a Libra, however it resonates. That's weak or weakened or has became weakened, however it resonates. Someone is going to be in the street, so they belong to the street. So it could be a low vibrational Libra here. A low vibrational Libra could be unable to express their emotions. They could be going through things right now. However that resonates for you. Interesting. Tell me more about the Libra unable to express emotions. They were working really hard to silence you. They were. Also, there's from this old case that's going to be brought back up, there's something that belongs to this person who was pre-transitioned out, like a necklace or a ring or something. That's, oh man, I hate how accurate I am. Oh God, this is crazy. Okay. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, okay. There's some kind of like a memorabilia, some kind of something, a ring or a necklace, some kind of something that belonged to the person that disappeared. It's going to be caught with this ex-spouse or ex-lover here. Your ex-spouse or ex-lover, the person that they're connected to, they may have it. And it will be found. Lies, deception, and a potential cover-up. Yeah, let me cover that up. But that's what it says. It says lies, deception, and a potential cover-up. And then we have research similar crimes in the area to see if they are linked. Then important details are not being revealed to the public at this time. The important details that are not being revealed is the whole plot and plan in regards to why they try to do this to you initially in the first place. That is the important details. Then it says premeditated unaliver. Unaliver planned out the details in advance. And then it says paraphernalia may be an important factor in this case. So I don't think I can show this on TikTok. All right, so it just say paraphernalia may be an important factor in the case. If you want to see the whole picture, you're going to have to come to YouTube, okay? For whoever resonates, you may have been, things were placed in your food to get you in a certain state. This was egged on or pushed or forced by a mother figure or father figure here. They wanted to see you in a certain state. This may be triggering for some. I'm not trying to trigger you in a negative way, but for some of you guys, you may have had issues with paraphernalia growing up. Your toxic mother or toxic father may have done things towards you to put you in that state. They were trying to re-traumatize you from childhood. That's what they were trying to do. But they didn't want you to be aware that they were trying to re-traumatize you, because they didn't even want you to be aware that you were traumatized to begin with. That's why they were so gung-ho and so adamant in being connected with either friends or lovers of yours. That's the whole reason why you may have felt that your life has been orchestrated since day one, because this toxic family dynamic did not want you speaking out in regards to what they have done towards you. Yes, this is my crime scene. Yep. Crime scene deck. Yep. Who you talking to? Where you with? Why you with this person? What their history like? And you thinking it's just, oh, well, you know, my mom, my dad looking out for me, and you just tell them all willy-nilly for the ones that did. And you were very comfortable with just telling them, well, that's such and that's such and such from school, and that's such and such from work, and yada, yada. And they going behind your back, biting your back out, child. If the toxic family did not connect with the toxic ex or ex-spouse that you were connected to at the point, the toxic ex or the toxic spouse, their stuff would have never been out in the open. But hey, sometimes that's just the way karma works. Because of how much the family wanted you out of here, it says this case will remain unsolved until key evidence is discovered. It will not remain unsolved. It's being solved. It will be brought to the forefront. Yep, people are learning about it. Physical pain is in reverse. So if it was meant to cause physical pain towards you, it's not. If you were in physical pain from what they have done towards you, they're learning and living to regret it, because you're making a full recovery. So if they have done something to your food or your drinks and you weren't aware and you did get sick from it, you're going to make a complete turnaround, okay? For the ones that they gave something to you and it didn't affect you, because physical pain is in reverse, they're living to regret that as well too. So either way, they're living to regret what they have done towards you, and other people are seeing what they have done towards you, okay? Communication is in reverse. You're not in communication with these individuals. I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Why would you want to be? They were going to tell people that once you pre-transitioned out, that you did it by yourself. That was the goal. That was the plan. Clearly, that didn't happen because you love yourself too much to even do that towards yourself. So the moment that they saw that you wouldn't do that towards yourself is the moment where they now try to change it into where they do it, but they keep their hands clean, but still pass it off as you did it yourself. No. Memory is here. Could be a Leo. If you can remember back that your own mother, toxic mother or toxic father may have introduced you to certain paraphernalia or certain vices. Hey, just take this. Hey, just take that. You're old enough now. Hey, don't worry about it. Just when you were younger, you may have taken a sip of, you catch my drift, and they were okay with it. That was their way of trying to dumb you down, or that was their way of trying to keep you in a quiet space because you talked too much when you were young. 4 divided by 16 or 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. So this could have happened between 4 and 16 or 4 and 8, or it could have been a very integral, important moments or phases in your life between the ages of 4 to 8, and then maybe 8 to 16. But there's something about fours. Maybe you moved 4 times by the time you were 16. So I'm 4, 8, and 16. That's very important. 4, 8, and 16. So however that resonates. Yeah, agreement was in reverse. Of course you didn't agree to this. Could be a Libra, strong Libra. So strong Libra, strong Gemini, strong Scorpio. But there's also Taurus and Leo. Somebody could be 42 years old right now. Or you just turned 42, or you're coming up to becoming 42. Maybe you live on 42nd Street, 42nd Avenue, 42nd Boulevard, just something with a 42nd with a street, a direction of a street, okay? So 42nd something. You may have had your first child at 42, or your mother may have had you when she was 42, something with 42, okay? Someone's name is Mikey, or their nickname could be Mikey, Michaela. It's very odd because you have love and affection here. Love is upright, but affection is in reverse. So it's like you always had love for a parent, but a parent never had love for you. And every time you try to exhibit love or try to exhibit some form of affection, they may have pushed you away. So you may have actually physically tried to hug a mom or a dad here, and they may have physically pushed you away. Oh, don't touch me, don't push, I don't, something like that. We have Taurus and we have Libra. Strong Libra again. Strong Libra. Strong Taurus too. This mother or father from the past here felt very dishonored or disrespected by you because you just knew too much. And after everything they done to you, you will always revert back to your happy state. See, happiness. So they try to cause harm towards you. They try to, do certain things towards you. After that's all said and done, your emotions were always in control or intact with the Cancer sign. Cancer represents the 4th house. Strong Gemini. Like they couldn't take the happiness away from you, or they couldn't beat the happiness away from you. No matter how much they tried, they could not. Despite what they have done, but they couldn't say anything towards you because it's like, how is it that we're doing all these harmful things towards a collective here, and every time it's done, you just go back to your happy-go-lucky self, and you just go back to just being in your own world, in your own bubble, and that bothered them. But they could never tell you why it was bothering them, because why are you so happy all the time? Well, what do you mean why I'm so happy all the time? Why should I be happy all the time? What are you doing to not make me happy all the time? Why are you even asking me a question as to why I'm so happy all the time? What's your intentions? These are the questions you should be asking. You're upset at me for having a good time despite you trying to cause my life to be very harsh and brutal? And when I don't give you what you're looking for, you're upset about that? Well, what's your true intention? Ask the questions. Ask the right questions. We have reconnection. Now they want to reconnect with you after trying to pre-transition you out? What could you possibly say to someone that was sitting down inconspicuously intentionally trying to cause harm towards you, trying to pre-transition you out. What exactly could they say towards you? Oh, hi, hey, you look good. Hey, can you forgive me for what? Why? What exactly could they say? Because reconnection says negative. At any point in time, someone is upset at you for being happy. Those are not your people. They would never be. How? Your own mother and father upset at you for laughing? Perspective. They knew you caught on very quickly, even when you were younger or at a very young age. They knew that you caught on very quickly. So the moment that they start to ask you specific questions, you always came back with questions or even answers. Sometimes the questions or answer is so out of their league that they don't even know what to do but to cause harm towards you. Some of you guys were abused for asking questions, for asking intelligent questions at a young age. Well, why we gotta do that? Well, what's that for? And why this and why that? Stop questioning me. Don't ask me no question. Don't this, don't that, da 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 da. But yet they're trying to reconnect back into your life for what reason? Or you're too smart for your own good. Really? For whose good? Is it really the collective's good, or is it for their good? Their good. Air quotes, because we know they're not good. So we're going to say good, okay? We know they ain't good, but you catch my drift. You're too smart for your own good. What? Let me look it up real quick. Oh, let me look this up real quick. Man. So I looked up what does the saying too smart for your own good mean? Just want to see. It is implying that something bad will happen to you as a result of your smartness. It is implying that something bad will happen to you as a result of your smartness. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are threatening you directly, although they could be. It just means they are predicting something bad could happen to you for being intelligent. Do you hear how that sounds? There go my little buddy. If someone is too clever, honest, nice for their own good, that characteristic causes them problems. She really was too curious for her own good sometimes. He's often way too stubborn for his own good. And then one more thing, Cambridge Dictionary says, is too smart for your own good an insult. More often a person would say he is too smart for his own good as it is intended as an insult. Interesting. So having a brain, having intellect can get you in trouble. Completely backwards if you ask me, but okay. Man. Anywho, perspective, reconnection, and negative here. The perception here is that they never wanted you to find out what they were doing. because it didn't want you to know that it's negative. Because if you knew, you would have said goodbye. Well, why are you doing that? And where'd that come from? And do you think you should be doing that? And no, that ain't a good look. And well, you're gonna get in trouble for that. And you that's just how you've been since you were a small child. Very honest, very open, very vulnerable with your truth. It's just like, I don't think you should be doing that. And they completely ugh. So this were their plans here to hurt you, to get you hurt by somebody else who they thought you would never suspect. They would have never suspected, you would have suspected it was the family. The family was the one that created the plan, but it was the ex-spouse or ex-lover here that was supposed to execute the plan, and it both failed. So then when that failed, the ex-lover, ex-spouse had another person, a secret here. Yes, they had him as a secret. Well, let's just work together, because if you're not aware that there's a third party involved, they don't know you, they don't want you to know what they look like, what they sound like, anything like that, because they wanted it to be an element of surprise. So they really wanted to try their hand in many different ways to cause hurt and harm towards you. And it failed. And they made a career out of this. Yes, they did. The family did. They made a career out of this. The ex-lover, the ex-spouse, and the ex-spouse or ex-lover, their person that they're with, they all made a career out of this, but supposedly secretive, or in a secretive manner. And the moment that you would say something, I don't call success bragging. I just don't. Especially for you as individuals here that really take care of yourself, to where you should be very happy about your success and your accomplishments, no matter how small or how big it is. You should always celebrate your success. And this toxic mother or father didn't like that you would brag about your success. They can tell you all the things they have done or what they haven't done. But the moment you say, hey, I lost 10 pounds, or hey, I just got a new job, or hey, I just got a new car, or hey, I just saved $1,000, or whatever, however, child, you're bragging. You always got something to say. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody did da. As long as they are not in the forefront where they feel that they should be, and they're not receiving that type of publicity or fame here, they're going to do everything possible to make sure that you're not able to do the same. But you were never bragging. If you worked hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and whatever it is that you're trying to create or manifest for yourself, you have every right to celebrate. Every right. They will never tell you that it came off as bragging, but they'll tell other people that you were always bragging to them. I don't understand it. You don't like the person that you're communicating with. You don't like the person that you're always around, but yet you feel comfortable speaking bad and ill about them behind their back to other people. What's the whole point of that? What is the whole point of that? And why be a glutton for punishment if you know you don't like the person, but yet you're still trying to be around the person that you don't like? That doesn't make sense. Thank you. It doesn't make sense. To the point where they want to cause harm to you because they don't like you. Do you hear how odd that sounds? Hey, Ashley. Hey, boo. What's up, boo? That sounds so odd. They don't like you, but they're around you to harm you, to hurt you. And then the moment that you found out what their foolish thing they were trying to do here, now they want to get upset. Now they want to try to reconnect, but what are they reconnecting for? That's my question. For what reason? Oh, hey, I ain't talked to you in so long, and I ain't see you, and I ain't this. And but these ninjas, these heifers here, were planning on trying to get you put in harm's way. I don't. Ain't no way you trying to cause harm to me, and then you just, well, we'll just forget about that. Let's just put that behind us, and just gonna come up to me like everything is a-okay, honky dory. No, thank you. It would never be. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, y'all. It would never be. Ay, ay, ay. It's this is entertainment. You have to laugh. You have to. I'm gonna say this again. Somebody that don't like you, trying to cause harm towards you, even go out of their way to make sure, confirmation, they go out of their way to make sure that people see you in a very unjust way or insane way or unwell way, but yet they're the one that is trying to antagonize you, trying to get you to have an outburst publicly, so that way their little tirade or little foolish whatever checkers game that they're playing here, so that people can see them as the big dog. You're minding your business. You're doing your own thing. Someone sees that you're doing your own thing. They want to come and they want to disrupt your life with the pattern of your life because you ain't doing what they want you to do. Because you don't want to be seen as something that you're not, unwell or insane or crazy. An unwell person can make you go insane. A person that is not mentally well can make someone go insane. Yes. Remember, these are the individuals that keep saying that you are unwell. What are you doing that correlates to you becoming or being unwell? Are you stalking people? No. Are you checking up on people's social media? No. Are you using fake accounts? No. Do you watch their every move on social media? No. Do you put listening devices, cameras, or any type of location jacking things underneath people's car? I can keep going on and on and on. No. Do you call other people to gossip with other people? Guess what? Da, 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 da. Do you try to incite fear or harm towards other people? No, 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 nine, nah, nope, nerd, hell nah, How many times, how many ways can you say no? These are the individuals that are unwell, that are truly unwell, that is saying that you are. But yet their action shows just how unwell they are. They don't like you. They're triggered by you. If you're triggered by something or someone, that means there's something within you that can potentially be unwell. Yes. Excuse me. If something or someone triggers you to no end, to the point where it wants to put you in a position where you may want to cause harm towards that thing, that means something within you is unwell and needs to be rectified immediately, needs to be treated immediately, needs to be taken care of immediately. And that could be spun in many different ways. Because there are many different reasons as to why a person can be jealous or envious or hateful towards another. I don't know. I can be here all day for that. So you won't have to put that how you need to put that. But if you see yourself becoming triggered by another person's success, maybe you should ask yourself, why am I so triggered by another person's success? It's the harsh truth, but it's the truth that you need to understand and learn, so that way you can be, you know what I mean? It's going to help you shift the way you see things. I'm just saying. Family dynamic wanted to abuse you permanently, but didn't want people to be aware that you were being abused. Didn't want you to be aware that you was being abused, but continued the foolish BS until they finally caught. They kept pushing against the rope. They kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing against the envelope, and it finally broke. Now it's, oh, hey, sis, oh, hey, bro, or hey, hey, friend, or hey. It's no hey nothing. It's no hey anything. They tried many accounts to do this towards you. And there's a couple now that is fighting because they can't do this towards you. Now it's your fault that their relationship don't work. Now it's your fault that why everything is falling apart. But they the one that came for you. I would never understand in my 38 years of living this beautiful thing called life. I would never, ever, 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 ever understand how the people like this even have the audacity to even feel some form of disrespect or some form of anger because you would not allow them to cause harm towards you. You got me all the way effed up, all the way. You got me all the way effed up. All the way. I said, now they drowning in their sorrows. You send me swinging. Oh, you send me swinging. Baby, you child. This ex is drowning in their sorrows because they can't be with you. You don't want nothing to do with this person. They have a hidden old case that are now being dredged up here. The family dynamic, toxic family dynamic here is trying to get back into your good graces. That's not going to work. The couple here, the ex-lover that you disconnected from, their lover here is afraid and scared because they're harboring someone that needs to be in jail. And they know what this person did because they did it for money. A lot of players just for big old you, not little old you, because ain't nothing little about you. Ain't nothing little about the collective. Big old you, okay? And I'm talking about your energy, okay? There ain't nothing small about you, boo, okay? Look, it's the star. Ain't nothing small about you, okay? You the shiniest star in the solar system. Or you the brightest star in the solar system, okay? Then we have Wheel of Fortune here. Thank you for the gem. Thank you. I think it's so funny that they tried for years, and I mean for years, because it's been happening since you were a young child. His mother and father has been trying to do hurtful things towards you since you were a child, and every time they tried, you always for somehow just got out of it. It was like Dennis the Menace. It really was. No one can punk Dennis the Menace. Nobody could. You can try, and you gonna get yourself tore up. He was with a thief, for goodness sake. And the thief thought that he can outsmart Dennis. And Dennis in his very, he was innocent. He was 6'7". Hey, Mr. Wilson. Hey, Mr. In his innocence, and still tearing up people's behind. He fed the thief. They had a thief. Remember that? He fed the thief baked beans or pork and beans or something, child. And the key was inside the thing, and he just just rammed in his child. Please, that's the innocence. I'll say, yeah, I'll say that. You have like a Dennis the Menace innocence to you. That makes sense. He may have came off as mischievous, but I would say I think he was mischievous to the ones that thought that they could be mischievous to other people. And I feel so, rightfully so. I feel Dennis the Menace, he definitely, yeah, he wasn't mischievous to everybody, only to people that he thought was mean spirited or bad spirited. Because he didn't do that. He didn't do that to everybody. He didn't do that to his Mr. Wilson's wife, and she adored him. He didn't even do it to his mom or dad. Mr. Wilson, maybe he saw, well, Mr. Wilson was mean to him. He was. He was. Anywho, we have the world here with the strength. Strength is Leo. Okay. The world is in the palm of your hands. The world is literally sitting in your lap. I don't like this term, the sky is the limit. The sky is not the limit, because you can transcend even further than the sky. So I don't like that term, sky is the limit. It's not. It's limitless. So if the sky can be limitless, which is very limitless, you are as well. You are very limitless. Whatever you decide to set your mind to, and whatever decide that you're wanting to manifest, and you have strong intentions with your emotions, is going to manifest, however that resonates for you. I like that. The sky is simply the view. I love that. Yeah, I do. I love that. We have death here. Wow, and the tower. Okay. So because they refused to let go with the Four of Pentacles, they refused because you found out what they were doing, and then you're speaking about it too? What do you mean? So you know what, this is what the karmics are saying. Dang, you know what we did to you and you're talking about? Oh no, we got to do this. You ain't going to do not one thing, little dog. I'm speaking to the karmic. You're not going to do nothing, boo. Ain't nobody playing with you. You ain't doing nothing, boo. Okay, you the one that gotta hide behind stuff. We don't have to hide behind anything. Okay, so we have the death in the tower here. So you ain't got nothing to worry about. You just keep speaking. Make sure you're in a safe place, safe space, of course. Make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's. But the moment that you get to a safe space and you feel within your spirit and your heart that it's time for you to speak up and out, then you need to do as such. Okay, don't let nobody try to get you, oh, you shouldn't talk about that, and that's your family. No, well, when family was doing what they was doing to you, they wasn't calling you family then. They was exiling you from the family. So now that everything is out in the open about certain family, now family want to come back in and say we family. That's not how that works. Look, I told you, a mother figure. That is not how that works. Okay? Could never be a kin of mine or a family of mine. A mother figure that volunteered other people to try to come towards you, to cause harm towards you. And because of that, because of this ex-lover, ex-spouse's history, now their bones are being discovered and they are petrified. Good, as they should be. And that person not going down without a fight. So let that ex-spouse or ex-lover fight with the family dynamic. See, Magician is here, lost soul. Let them fight with the family dynamic and see how they're going to come out of that. So there's a lost soul here that is trying to do magic or just flip the dynamic of the situation, and they can't. Boss is in reverse. They're not a boss at spirituality. They're not a boss of manifesting. They don't know what they're doing. Okay? They don't know what they're doing. Oh, well, it is what it is. Long are the days where we are finally, oh, I can help you not. Droopy dog. Them little hound dogs, when he ate he ate something and he wasn't supposed to eat it, and then it blew off his face because he ate it. That's how they looking right now. Nothing. Someone's name is Jeffrey or Jethro. I'm hearing Petro. Someone's name is Petra, Petra. That's confirmation. We have Challenger. Excuse me. So this boss who doesn't know what they're doing, or there's someone that wants to be in a boss position, but they don't know how to be. And they're trying to change the trajectory of how their life is going. They're feeling challenged by life. They feel challenged by all of their secrets out in the open. Again, like I mentioned, their secrets were not supposed to get out here. But that's the one thing the family dynamic forgot to mention to them was how intuitive you are. They always seem to leave that part out. They like to call your gifts as demonic or more so unwell. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're speaking about. That's not true. That's not this. Okay. So that was the missing piece that they were missing in the story here, that you were truly intuitive. And they thought your intuitive gifts were, yeah, that you were unwell, and you weren't. There's nothing unwell about you. You're not on medication. You're not out there acting crazy. You chilling. You don't bother nobody. You do what you do on your day-to-day, and you live a private life. So what's so crazy about that? Living a private life. I don't get it. You're crazy for living a private life? No. Yeah, parental issues. Yep. And your parents are having parental issues. They are. Sure is. Childhood issues. Yes, they are. Yes, they are fully burdened, as they should be. Absolutely. Because of broken thinking. The broken thinking here is that they thought that they can get someone, an ex, spouse, or lover who they thought that you would trust. And to be honest, you didn't really trust that person because you had some nudges or inklings already starting to come through in regards to this person's true intentions. And it's just something didn't sit right with this person. We have betrayed and controlling here. They feel burdened by their broken thinking, as they should. They feel burdened and betrayed by their broken thinking because their broken thinking is what controlled them. Yep, unresponsive is what you are. And escapism. Now they want the victim mentality. Oh, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. They meant it. If you have intentions behind something that you want to do, you meant it. I'm not arguing. I'm not fighting with you. You meant it. Did you intend to do that? Did you have a thought about it? Yeah. What did you do with the thought that you had? You sat and you thought about it, and then you intend on doing it, which represents actions. So you became action-filled, inspired by the intention that you had, karmic. So you intently or intended to do the thing, the negative thing that you had the thought about. So I'm not trying to hear any of that. I'm just not. Doesn't make sense and never will. We all have thoughts. We all do. Some good, some bad, but we all have thoughts. The real question here is, what are you doing with the thoughts that you are receiving? That's the real question. No more excuses. No more enabling people that are intently or intentionally doing harmful things to other people. They know what they're doing. They know, and they know. That's all I got to say. They know what's up. We got Libra. I'm going to leave this live up. I said I wasn't, but now I am. Pisces. I'm going to leave it up. Cancer. Virgo. We have Sag. Cancer. We have Scorpio. Libra, Gemini. One more. Gemini. So strong, strong, strong Gemini. Strong Gemini. Strong Scorpio. Strong Leo. Libra. Taurus. Those were the strongest signs out of all of this read today. Gemini, Scorpio, Libra, Taurus, and I think I said Leo. All right, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to keep this live up. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for the gifts. It is truly appreciated. You guys rock. Go out there and be the best that you can be. And I'll see you on the next one. Mwah. See you later. Thank you.